There are tons of amazing armor sets in Tears of the Kingdom. I just keep finding more and more like every single day. So today we're going to go through some new sets that I've found, especially the Zonaite set, which increases how effective your energy cells are. Today I'll tell you how to get that set and more, so let's go! Let me know in the comments if there's any other armor sets you'd like me to do. So firstly, we're going to start with the soldier set, as there was a couple of comments in my last video about this set and I didn't find it until after that video. So we're going to talk about it here. So the soldier set is hidden underneath Hyrule Castle in the Royal Hidden Passage. Now there are two ways to get here. I got here through the lookout landing, like through the little hideout there. Like I think this happens at a certain point in the story, like the wall breaks and you can access it through there and go through the cavern system. But at any time, even at the start of the game, you can actually access it from the other way by going through the actual Hyrule Castle. So you'll come across like that first gateway as you're climbing up to Hyrule Castle, which we went in our previous video when we talked about the Royal Guard set. But instead of going left, you go right this time. There's a couple of enemies there, just avoid them, climb the stairs, and then there's a little grate which you can open and you can access the passageway in there. Now, all three of the pieces are in this cave system, and the cave system is basically just like covered in cracked rocks, and you'll need to like destroy them, even the blue ones, to find it. There is some enemies and like a boss and stuff down here as well. All three pieces are hidden behind like a different cracked wall, which will have like a soldier's barracks in there, which will have like some soldiers' weapons as well as like one piece of the armor. But you'll be able to find them in there by just having a bit of an explore and hunting down. It's not the most complicated passageway, as it is pretty linear. It's just like there's lots of cracked rocks that you'll have to break out. You should be able to find it. This is a great set. Like you can upgrade this set very simply. It's not that expensive and it has tons of armor rating on it, especially once you've upgraded it. So it's a really good set to get right at the start of the game if you want some extra defense without having to pay for that like Hylian set if you're just like arriving at Hyrule Castle. The big set for this video is the Zonaite Armor. So this armor is pretty hard to get, so we're going to go through it step by step in a little bit. But essentially what this armor does with its like energy up stat is it makes all of your energy cells more efficient, and it's a pretty substantial buff. Like I've been testing it a little bit, just like making like a little plane and like flying around and what have you, and it's actually pretty substantial. Like if you've fully upgraded your energy cells, this is like going to be a huge buff. Like I've been tinkering with it a little bit, but I suspect that, you know, once you've spent all of that time, you're going to get like an extra minute to 2 minutes in the air just by wearing this set. So really valuable for that. But let's talk about how to get it. We'll start with the legs. Now all of this set comes from Sky Isles in general. The legs for this piece are up in the Akela Sky area, which you can get to by the nearby Sky Tower. But once you get up here, there is a bit of a puzzle which will require you to climb like this sky mine, and essentially it's not too bad. Like you will turn these little like switches to move like where the platform is so you can jump up, and you'll do that a couple of times to get up into like the top section. Now once you're at the top section and there's like this big circular thing, you can jump in there yourself, or you will need to eventually, but you'll also need something to put a plate on, like a pressure pad that's in there. So if you grab one of like the nearby cubes and essentially try and line it up and shoot it in there, which will probably take you a little while. This took me like a fair while to figure out what to do here and then to actually do it. Once you've got a rock in there, then shoot yourself in there, put the rock on the platform, and then the outside circle of this will start spinning, and at the bottom of it there is a circle that'll spin around, which is actually where the leg piece is. So you'll have to like ascend outside this piece and then like get into it from the bottom where it's like spinning around to actually get the leg pieces. The Zonaite Armor is probably the easiest one to get, and it's in the Necluda Sky Archipelago area, and the same way you can sort of get up here. I actually got up here from the Great Sky Island. Like I made like a little flying plane and like sort of flew over to this platform from there, but there's plenty of ways that you can sort of get here. Essentially, once you get here, you need to activate the terminal again and then use the air chutes to shoot yourself up in the air, and then you'll need to fall down into like this hole and avoid the red lasers, and also make sure you deploy your parachute at the end and don't land on your face. But once you get there and you land, there is a shrine here which you can do as well, but just nearby there is sort of like a platform that you can ascend from, but it's covered by lava at the bottom, so you need to like throw some ice at the ground just to create a platform. Then you ascend through that and you will be able to find the Waistgaurd there. The helm is honestly hard to get. Like it requires a bit of work, and I highly recommend you go and get the Zora Armor first here, because this was like the only way I figured out how to get to this platform. I tried a couple of other ways, but I really think you're going to need the Zora Armor here because you can climb up a waterfall with that armor, and it feels like that's what you're supposed to do. But you know, if you've got a flying contraption that'll allow you to access this platform, form, then you can definitely do it that way. But to get the Zora armor, you need to go into the Zora domain, and after you've done that initial part of the quest, if you go talk to Yona, she'll give you a quest to repair your Zora armor. The quest just requires you to get an ancient Arowanda, whatever that fish is called, you know what I mean? But you can get these, like, you've probably already got one, but if you need one, they're found all over the Sky Islands. Like, you just fly to the Great Sky Island and just grab one from a pond there and then travel back. She'll give you the armor so you can swim up waterfalls again. But anyway, so once you've got that, you can go and get the helm piece. Now, so the helm piece is way up in the Hebra Sky area, sort of around like the Rito village. Now, this platform is really hard to get to. So essentially what I did is I flew from the Skyview Tower nearby into the waterfall and then flew up that, and then used like the general contraptions to sort of get myself a little bit higher. And then I built like a little plane, used that plane to get myself as close as possible, which basically just got me to like one of those nearby like platforms that have the constructs on them. And then I used that to rocket the platform up higher. And then that allowed me to actually get close enough to this island so that I could actually get on top of it. Now, once you're up here, you activate it same as you did the other one. It will give access to an indoor cave that you will need to break the rocks in order to access. And here there's a bit of a light puzzle where it's pitch black in this area. You'll need to move the light around from different platforms. You can use the bright seeds here as you can in any cave just to make it a little bit easier so you can see where you're supposed to be moving the light to and where you're supposed to be going. But move the light around the room into each of the platforms that have like the mirrors, and then eventually it will move the lights into a separate room which contains a construct with a mirror shield, and you'll need to defeat that construct, grab the mirror shield, and then activate that platform. That platform brings you up to the next level, and then you can get the chest which has the helm in it there. It's a pretty complex little area in order to get this armor set, but it's a great armor set that I highly recommend getting. I probably wouldn't be getting this set straight away, like super early in the game, just because of how complex it is to get to and having to use like the flying contraptions, but you definitely can, and it will make a lot of scenarios where you are trying to build things and build different contraptions a lot easier and allow you to use them for a lot longer as well because of the way that it uses that energy consumption. I wanted to put this in the video as well because this stumped me this morning while I was trying to figure it out, but there is a secret club in the Gerudo Town just the same as there was in Breath of the Wild, but you have to access it a little different. There's no password here. You need to like ascend through the floor in order to get in there. To do this, if you start from looking at the throne room in Gerudo Town, there is a little drain that you can drop down. If you follow the path here, there'll be like a fork in the road with like a fire lantern, and you want to turn right from that location, climb up into the next platform, duck under this little section, and then when you're standing in like the stone ruins, if you ascend from up there, you'll be able to get into the secret club. Now, they sell Vo armor the same as they did in Breath of the Wild. They sell like the Desert Vo set, the rest of it, as well as these new snow boots and sand boots, which will allow you to run faster when you're on snow or on sand, because you may have noticed that when you're on sand or snow that your run speed and the amount of stamina you use when you are sprinting as well is significantly increased. So you can get into the secret club via that method and then get those pants. And the sand boots are really good for the desert, but the snow boots is probably the one that I would pick up because there is a ton of snow in the northern regions in Tears of the Kingdom. So having that extra movement speed is super handy, but I just wanted to point that out as that was stumping me this morning. So I hope that's valuable to you guys, but let me know if there's any other interesting armor sets you'd like me to call out. But thank you guys for watching this video till the end. Thank you to our members for supporting the channel. My name is Norza, and I hope you have a great day.